life ruined, dude. Let's go.
Pirate software will go down in history as one of the most spectacular downfalls the Pirate software will go down in history as one of the most spectacular downfalls the internet has ever seen. His Twitch viewership is a third of what it used to be. He's losing tens of thousands of subscribers on YouTube every day. And worst of all, he's become the lolcow of the internet, with millions of people raking him over the coals for everything he says or does. And at this point, he has no one to blame but himself.
I cannot believe his ego. His ego is so out of control, I feel like he's only a week or two away from exclusively referring to himself in third person, like Stone Cold Steve Austin. And that's the truth, cause Pirate Software said so.
Thor, bro,
like
Thor.
that. It's crazy.
He could have avoided this entire controversy with just 3 words: I was wrong. But his ego and arrogance got in the way of him admitting fault, turning him from a beloved and respected figure to one of the most hated personalities on the
I saw these shit AI. I mean, that's like a real image, this middle part, but like just all the rest of this shit with the AI shit is just so unhinged.
internet, all in a matter of days. Hi, I'm the Internet Anarchist. I create weekly YouTube documentaries.
Oh wait, this is not even Sunny V2! I thought he sounded a bit different. I was like, wait, this guy sounds, this is Internet Anarchist. Oh, this guy's got terrible takes, by the way. Internet Anarchist takes are awful, bro. They are real low IQ.
And today, we're taking a look at how you've watched multiple of my videos and aren't yet subscribed. Just kidding. We're taking a look at the deserved downfall of Pirate Software, his monumental fall from grace, and how, even after losing everything, he's continuing to make the situation worse for himself.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything you asked for, but nothing you wanted.
However, to fully grasp why the internet is so mad at Pirate Software, we have to understand what made him popular in the first place. Jason Hall, better known as Thor, originally started his career back in 2004 as a game developer for Blizzard, the company that made titles like World of Warcraft and Overwatch. After leaving his job at Blizzard, he worked at Amazon Studio for a while, before quitting from there as well and becoming a hacker for the US government.
There it is.
So, after that, I ended up going to work for the United States Department of Energy because I'm a hacker, offensive security guy, and I hacked power plants for the federal government.
But after a year of doing his job, he resigns from there as well.
Dude, big dick. This guy's big dick. Blizzard to Amazon to hacking for the federal government. Holy shit, this guy's fucking big dick. He's inside the code game.
And started working full-time on his indie game RPG named Heartbound in 2000.
I played it. Good game. Good. Played the demo. Good demo, mate. Solid 6 out of 10.
2017. He also started doing daily live streams under the name of his studio, Pirate Software, showcasing his game development process on Twitch. However, while Heartbound saw some success in its early days, even getting played by Jacksepticeye at one point, he was still relatively unknown on the internet. But then, in 2022, he made a small decision that would end up changing his life forever. On January 17th, 2022, Thor posted his first short video on YouTube titled Imposter Syndrome. It was a clip from one of his Twitch streams where he gave valuable advice to an inexperienced developer.
I don't wish to fail myself because I'm terrified of actually releasing something to the world I've worked on for over 3 years. Dear God, I am so terrified.
Hey, Thornstar, that feeling never goes away. It never does. I am constantly afraid to release every single piece of content I ever work on this game. I am constantly afraid to get onto stream and like not be, you know, whatever it is that people expect me to be. I am constantly afraid that I'm going to create content that no one wants to hang out with, that no one wants to look at, no one wants to care about. And that's just how that is. The thing is you
can lie. Just make shit up. Okay? Double down on everything. Just make your own reality. Forge it. Okay? If someone asks some question, just say you worked at Blizzard. Okay?
can't stop. You shouldn't stop.
This ended up being a bigger success than he could have ever imagined, amassing over 850,000
There it
views
is.
to
There,
date.
strong.
More importantly, this short became a fantastic first impression for all these new viewers, who now saw him as someone exceptionally wise and intelligent. After seeing the potential of
Bro,
short-form
stop with this AI
content,
shit,
Thor went
bro.
all in on this new format and started posting shorts almost daily. And it wasn't long before they were picked up by the YouTube algorithm. As a result, Thor became a regular presence on the YouTube homepage for anyone even slightly interested in game development, bringing in millions of new viewers almost overnight. People also loved almost everything about his content, from his behind-the-curtain knowledge of game development.
That most publishers want 30 to 70% of your income from your game. 30 to 70%. Some of them want 100% upfront until they recoup their costs of marketing your game.
And
Business.
random tips and tricks.
Take your mouse and you put your mouse inside of MS Paint, and then you hold spacebar, and then you use the arrow keys, you can draw like an Etch-a-Sketch.
To his odd and often amusing opinions.
They mixed Dr. Pepper and beans. They mixed Dr. Pepper.
Wait, I gotta try. Oh, wait, what the fuck? Wait, how do you? I'm holding. Oh shit, bro! Dude, this one is deformed, bro. Oh, he's a mutant. He's a It's a mutant. I'm in the coke cave, boys. I'm hacking paint. I'm in the coke cave.
And beans. Do they taste like Dr. Pepper? Hell yeah, they do. And they're amazing. They are delicious.
As a fan comment under one of his first YouTube streams states, Thor, wow, first I've heard of you was yesterday from the shorts. You were everything I've been looking for in terms of knowledgeable game dev, storyteller, and straight up kind human. Keep it up, badass.
I'll be honest. The first time I fucking saw Pirate Software, I just got immediately triggered by the overly compressed, his voice. This is the second I tune in, just with the compression on his microphone. I was already irritated off rip, and then I got like a know-it-all high horse attitude kind of like vibe about 25 seconds in, and then I was like, yep, click. And I just clicked off the stream, and that was my first interaction. Shit camera. What's wrong with the shit camera? Shout out to my shit camera brothers, dude. $200 camera, dude. You guys are go use the new camera now, bro. Look, it's a $200 camera. It's fine. You don't need a fucking flash camera. Nothing wrong with a flash camera. He was all of a sudden over YouTube Shorts, kind of weird. He wasn't over my YouTube Shorts. I saw him on Twitch. I saw him on Twitch. Oh yeah, and then I saw there was a dono bar, and then there was like a hype bar, and there was some other bar. He had like several bars up, and it was just kind of icky. You know, that it's kind of that icky vibe. So my first impressions were not good. Just a lot of bars. Just kind of icky vibes.
The popularity of his content on YouTube also translated into his Twitch viewership skyrocketing past any expectations he might have had. It reached a point where he broke the Twitch hype train record 4 different times.
With a little help from his mod. A little help from his moderator, you know what I'm saying? The old, what's the best return on investment here? Is T3's better, or we doing bits here?
And gained over 80,000 paid subscribers on the platform. By 2024, Thor's career had reached an all-time high. Millions of fans eagerly consumed everything he released, and the vast majority held him in very high regard.
Man, it's 2.3 million subs, and he's managed to irritate so many people. Like, you'd think that he would have more people. Because the amount of the severe of Pirate Software and the amount of people that have been getting get triggered and videos and all this shit, that's not that much, right? Pretty insane.
Thankful Viewer puts it, this is the most motivating and helpful individual I've found in the game dev space. And that's saying quite a lot, as most devs are so helpful and encouraging. This man makes me feel like my dreams are within my grasp, and that's so rare to find. He was on track to become one of the legendary figures of online gaming, right alongside the likes of Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. But then,
Don't compare him to Mark. Do not compare him to Mark. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. What is this?
25 rolled around, and a single live stream nearly shattered the
Jesus.
trust and support Thor had spent years building.
I didn't play well. Other people in the group didn't play well. They pinned it on me.
There it is.
That's it. There was one of the players that was very vocal about saying it was all my fault. And then the rest of the community rallied around it. And now it's become a content play for people to pick at me, and that's kind of it.
It all started on January 12th, 2025, when Thor decided to stream a hardcore World of Warcraft raid with other streamers and veteran players. At one point during the raid, the situation became dire, and instead of helping his teammates in any way, Thor decided to run away. This resulted in 2 other players' characters dying, which for those of you who aren't familiar with World of Warcraft hardcore, this means that those characters were now lost forever. The players would have to grind the game for weeks to get back to the same level again. But rather than admitting fault,
Power Up was the reason why I played Classic WoW, by the way. I would not have played High Sheep Classic WoW. Would not have touched it if it wasn't for Pirate. So shout out to Pirate for that. Okay, W Pirate.
or even showing remorse, Thor decided to be arrogant about it and
That was legit cinema. That was honestly some of the best, if not the best, fucking drama on Twitch. I fucking loved it so much. Actually, I wasn't even playing WoW, and I had to watch those clips, and he would just keep doubling down. It was just so good, bro. You couldn't even script it better. He just knew exactly what to say to sound like a complete fucking mad bozo, right? And it was just so funny. It was just so
put all the blame on others.
Just you're angry right now. Of course,
Don't be angry. I'm not angry at all.
You overpulled 2 packs. You overpulled 2 packs and a boss. I had 1,400 mana left. I had to spend all of that mana to try and put it on Blizzard to save you guys in the first place, and nothing left. You
look at this damage meter, by the way. Look at this damage meter, by the way.
weren't paying attention to party resources. You overpulled, and you weren't paying attention to where the boss was. That's not on me.
This showed the egotistical side of Thor that, admittedly, was already present in his content.
It's shit. Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to. That is awful. That is a horrible goddamn direction.
But his fans didn't pay much attention to it, since till this point, Thor was seen as a passionate, talented developer who genuinely cared about the gaming community, so his occasional cockiness was written off as confidence rather than a red flag. However, even after getting called out by other streamers,
What the hell, man? Why not just apologize?
Like I said, huge pirate fan, love the content. This is not the look.
Shut up. Come on, sorry. Look at this diplomatic Andy. Big pirate fan. Oh, yeah, I fucking love the guy. We boys, man. But, hey, not to play. Come on. Bro. Call him the fuck out, pussy raw dog. What are you doing?
Thor did not budge, and even doubled down.
Wants me to sit down, grovel on my knees, and be like, "I'm so sorry, Mr. Yamato. It was all my fault. The
You should
mage.
have done that.
I won't do it again. I'm so sorry that
If you'd done that, bro, none of this would happen. None of this would have happened. To be honest with you, I wouldn't even play World of Warcraft if it wasn't for that.
tank overpulled 2 packs and a boss. Oh man, oh god. Next time I'll save you from the big mean 2 packs and a boss that tank pulled. Are you kidding me, dude?
This incident put his behavior into a completely different light. While this controversy faded away in a few weeks, it formed the first crack in Thor's impeccable online reputation, and it's only been downhill from there. But to fully understand the controversy that's killing Thor's career, we have to go back in time to the end of 2023. On December 14th, 2023, Ubisoft announced that it would be shutting down the servers for its multiplayer racing game called The Crew in April of 2024.
not The
However,
Crew.
unlike many other multiplayer games where an internet connection is only needed for playing against others online, The Crew required players to be online at all times. In other words, Ubisoft shutting down the servers meant that players would no longer be able to access the game they paid for. This also meant losing access to the game's single-player campaign, which should have been fully offline.
That's
This
stupid.
sparked intense online backlash, as players felt like they were being robbed of the game
dumb as
they
fuck.
paid for
That's a
with their
scam.
hard-earned money.
fucking
What made the
scam.
situation even worse was that this wasn't the first game to shut down like this, and it was clear it wouldn't be the last. So to fight back against greedy publishers, Ross from Accursed Farms spent months creating a potential solution.
But now we have a new option, proposing new law, and for the entire European Union. It took months to get put together and processed, but now we have a European Citizens Initiative devoted to halting the destruction of video games. You can read it yourself. This would require publishers to leave games they have sold to customers in a working state at the time of shutdown, without requiring any further connection to them or affiliated parties for the games to function.
This solution took the form of a
Nice.
petition, which, unlike the largely useless change.org petitions, had actual legal weight. If this petition reached 1 million signatures, lawmakers in the EU were legally required to discuss the matter in an official setting. And if passed, this new law would require game makers to ensure that their games are still playable after they stop supporting them.
We're just trying to stop games from being destroyed. That's it. So we're taking as narrow an approach as possible that still solves the problem. If we get enough signatures, then this goes before the European Union to be considered as new law.
This would be a net positive outcome for gamers around the world. Unfortunately, this initiative had one major weakness right from the get-go, and that was Ross's reach. You see, his subscriber count was just 1/3 of the number of signatures needed to make this a success. And since he's based in the US, most of these subs weren't eligible EU citizens either. So to counteract this weakness, Ross called out other creators and asked them to spread the word about this initiative. He even made himself available for any interviews or follow-up discussions.
If you're watching this, you may be a critical link in all this, because you can tell other YouTubers, streamers, etc. about this initiative, and maybe they'll pick it up. Now,
I remember people linking this shit. I remember starting to watch this shit, dude. I remember I started watching this video and it was just too long, bro. It was too long. I was like, ugh. Don't really care, bro. Gonna be honest. Don't really care that much. Yeah, it sounds like a good idea, but fuck. 45-minute video or some shit. Some guy yapping. I'm good.
offering myself for interviews, publicity on this issue, whatever, to almost anyone with a European audience of some size.
And that's where Thor entered the picture.
Oh, shit.
He came across the Stop Killing Games initiative in August of 2024.
Shit, man.
Now, given his history of speaking in favor of the gamers and developers, and against greedy publishers,
pull, didn't
people
he?
naturally expected him to throw his full support behind the campaign. However, this couldn't have been further from the truth.
Now, this is actually really dumb. It's used car salesman garbage. This is it's Not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to.
Not only did he dislike the idea of Stop Killing Games, his
You know what, dude? I wonder how much of that was just like he was getting like messaged to watch this video a bunch of times, and then he was just irritated. So then he just kind of like decided, you know what, fuck these guys. I wonder how much of that played a part versus just like he thinks it's actually bad from like a logical point of view. There's definitely an emotional part going on there. There's definitely some ego shit going on. Like, nah, fuck you. Dude, Chad, I'm not infallible. So, I will admit, if someone says, you're going to love this, you're going to love this, you're going to love this, you're going to, dude, you watch this, you're going to love it. Bro, I go on with a bias, and I'm thinking, fuck, man, I'm going to just fuck this shit. I'm going to just shit on it, dude, because this guy's been annoying as fuck. But then actually, I'm like, no, don't do that. That's immature. Don't do that. But what I'm saying is that exists in my brain. And that's a human thing to do. If someone says, like, do this, you're going to, then they start gaslighting you, saying you're going to think it's the best, you're going to think it's the best. You're just going to, some part of you is like, nah, fuck that. I probably won't even like it. That's not a me thing. That's a human thing. Which is why whenever I, it's a difference between suggesting someone try something versus telling someone to do something. If you suggest, like, hey, man, do you hear there's this new video out? It's pretty, like, yeah, it's pretty cool. Versus, like, watch this new video here, now. 100% there's some shit that we're programmed to go against the system of, like, being told what to do. So if it's one of those things where, and you don't understand this as a chatter, because you're just like one guy, and you'd like say, watch this video. You type it one time, Control-V, enter, type some bullshit, go. But now you imagine that happening 50, 60, 70, 100, 200, 300 times, and you're like, oh, just shut the fuck up about your stupid fucking game already, bro. That's a thing. And I'd wonder how much of this is logic and how much of this is like, fuck you, Twitch chat.
choice of words was harsh to say the least.
That is awful.
Oh yeah, I played Expedition 33 and I loved it. You understand? I'm very good at overcoming this bias because I'm super weird. Dude, this is the key thing. If you understand these traps, you can avoid them. So I understand that, oh wait, when chat actually spams some shit, like, watch this, do this, it's because they're passionate about this thing. And do you know what? There's a good chance of actually being good. and I actually should give it a go. Because they spam me about like Terraria, it turned out that was good. They spam me about Expedition 33, that was actually good. Spam me about Final Fantasy, that game was objectively dog shit, trash, sometimes just wrong. But yeah, once you understand these traps exist, these whatever you want to call them, there's like cognitive bias. Once you understand these biases exist, you can counteract them. 100%.
That is a horrible gut direction. That's awful, dude. No, eat my entire ass. The level of stupid that I just had to receive was like sitting on Twitter for 12 hours. This sucks. That's a really stupid move. That's incredibly stupid.
Sounds really aggressive.
I think this is complete garbage. All of this can eat then. I dropped the mask entirely.
The mask.
I have no qualms about that. They can eat my entire...
This was a shock to many of his viewers, so Thor published 2 full videos to clarify his point of view further. And while these videos saw plenty of pushback from fans who were flabbergasted by his decision to oppose what they saw as something good, it ultimately resulted in the Stop Killing Games movement receiving significantly less support than it would have if Thor supported it as well.
I mean, what? Like, do you think it's not like it's people unsubscribe? I mean, you just don't capture that audience. That's it. It's like it's that whole thing about like, oh, pirate software killed it. It's kind of bullshit. I don't know. That sounds kind of stupid. I'm gonna be real. That is kind of dumb, bro. It's more like you just don't get that bit of the pie. Okay. Dude, bro, I'll be critical of pirate as whenever the fuck it deserves to be critical. I'm just saying you can be like, yeah, fuck that. Don't get me wrong. I get. Pirate software, game guy, get a whole audience of game dev guys, whatever, bunch of those Andys. They'd be very mobilized, very interested in this topic. It's one of these things where that pirate software single-handedly killing this. Fuck off. You're delusional. You're delusional. It just didn't help it. Which, you know, if he genuinely believes that, then fair enough. Then fair enough, bro. Absolutely fair. And you know what? All these people disagreeing with him, like his videos that he released where half of them are downvotes and half of them upvotes, bro, that creates discussion, which then there's people who disagree with him, and guess what they do? They're like, yeah, do you know what? I disagree with you. Fuck you. I'm going to go sign up to that thing. And actually, he did help. Like, if you had to ask me, did Pirate Software help get these signatures or not help the signatures? I reckon this drama absolutely boosted visibility of this shit and absolutely got people to sign up to it. Because not like you can either someone signs up or they don't sign up. You can't put like a downvote to reverse the sign up. If there was downvotes on this graph, if Pirate could mobilize his guys to like reverse the signatures, then yeah, this guy would have a point. But you can't do that. It's either someone signs up or they don't sign up. And I guarantee you this drama would have had more people sign up than would have otherwise. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So this whole, I think it's fucking cope, bro. Let's be real. Pirate Software killing this shit, cope. Actually, he was the fucking magic weapon. He was the lightning rod that actually ended up bringing everyone to signing that shit and being like, fuck Pirate Software, I'm signing this shit, let's go. Like, he really should be thanking Pirate Software for getting this shit signed to like 500,000 it's up to now.
You have to remember that this was all before the World of Warcraft hardcore fiasco. Back then, the broader gaming community still viewed Thor as a beacon of insight and authority in game development. Ross tried to combat the negative reception by publishing a FAQ video to clear any misconceptions about Stop Killing Games. Unfortunately, this wasn't as effective as he would have liked, resulting in Stop Killing Games losing all momentum and essentially becoming dead on arrival. For the next 10 months, it looked like, despite Ross's good intentions, his initiative was doomed to fail spectacularly. But then, he did something that no one saw coming. On June 22nd, 2025, Ross uploaded an hour-long video titled "The End of Stop Killing Games," talking about the disappointing state of the petition.
The European Citizens Initiative failing kind of stings. Again, this one is crazy powerful, but the hurdle we just couldn't get past was that it requires 1 million signatures from citizens of EU countries. And we've only made it just under halfway.
And after thanking many of the creators that voiced their support for their campaign, he shifted his focus towards the elephant in the room, the one creator whose coverage was straight up poisonous for the initiative, Thor.
This video came out right as we were building momentum. Then except for one boost in Germany, the signatures started drying up like clockwork.
Ross also revealed why he didn't make a direct response to Thor until now.
This put me in kind of a no-win scenario too. Because if I ignored it, then a lot of people are going to get misinformed about the campaign. But if I did a response video, which is not something I wanted to do anyway, then it might look like drama farming, which could understandably turn off a lot of people from the campaign, because it's not about that at all. So I quickly made this video trying to clear up all misconceptions and concerns about the initiative with timestamps for everyone's questions, hoping the truth would eventually come out. I can see now that was a mistake. I should have just embraced the drama.
At this point, Stop Killing Games was already on track to be a failure, so this video was one last push from Ross to make a difference.
Yo, spoiler. Dude, if Pirate Software didn't exist, this shit would not got 1 million signatures. Like, straight up. If Pirate Software, we were in this world, and this Pirate Software is just removed. Void. This shit would have just not got 1 million signatures, failed, and it would have ended. Straight up. Dude, Pirate Software did not equal negative 500,000 signatures. Shut the fuck up. It did not. No, if you could merge Pirate Software before this shit happened, and you know what? It got more signatures. And you know why? Because Pirate Software. It's kind of funny. It's like some shit where you try pour water on one of them fucking oil fires. You know, that's what happened. He ended up helping the cause whenever he was trying to stop it. He ended up making the file. But dude,
surprisingly, this worked better than any.
It's a low-key Pirate W, but he didn't even. It wasn't his intention. It's just because he fucks everything up. You know, this is what it is.
One could have ever expected. And one big reason for that was what Ross revealed about Thor. Because, as it turned out, Thor misunderstood and misrepresented the whole thing.
If you try to tell me that every studio needs to run their live service game indefinitely or not want to run one at all, then no one's going to run them.
Oh no!
Oh shit.
He wheeled out that line about publishers having to support the game forever. He was literally watching the video earlier where it says it won't do that in big letters. That wasn't enough. We just can't stop gamers from going there, even when we spell it out.
And Ross was having none of it.
This part hurts. To see
getting destroyed by like the autistic guy, bro. He's getting fucking farmed. Dude, what the hell?
The biggest voice on this issue get it wrong again and again and again, then put that same wrong information on blast to a far bigger audience than we can reach. It hurts. He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand what we're asking for.
He even called out the clear contradiction Thor made in his own argument just seconds apart.
I think live service games getting sunsetted is fine. I've always thought that. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I have no problems with the end of a video game.
See, I wish he started his big YouTube video with that message instead of deleting it. Instead, he presented himself as pro-preservation and not wanting the medium to die out.
It's incredibly important to me that we keep making games and that the next generation has the tools to do so that our medium doesn't die out. And it never will. And that's the whole intention of all of this.
So he doesn't want games to die out, except he's fine with that. I think there's some cognitive dissonance going on there.
This video showed that Thor's distaste for the Stop Killing Games initiative is based on complete misinterpretations, which in turn called his credibility as an experienced and knowledgeable developer in question. However, before Thor had even a chance to respond, Ross's new video reached the one man who could bring this issue to a mainstream audience, Charlie.
And there is an initiative that has been aiming to fight back against a lot of these practices that I think really need some big overhaul.
Charlie!
Stop destroying things that people have paid money to own. I think that is a very understandable, very reasonable take, very agreeable.
And he called out Thor's incorrect interpretation of the initiative as well.
He didn't even get the Cliff Notes summary right. He missed all the QTEs and got the bad ending on understanding the initiative from the jump here. Ross is correct.
What he's doing, so he just watched the Ross video, and he's like, he communicates it. He's like a communicator. He condenses Ross's like 40-minute video of like autistic rambling to like normie speak into like a 10-minute bite-sized video that you can understand. He's really doing a good service. He's like a translator, bro. He's like a translator for normies. That's what's happening right now.
This has nothing to do with just single-player only games that require an online connection, that when the online connection is severed, you lose access to the game. Like, yeah, that is included in all of this, but that's not, like, what the whole movement is about. And for some reason, Pirate Software is stun-locked on that, like, fixated, as if that is the actual, like, meat and potatoes of Stop Killing Games. They need to be more specific in their language about it being single-player, always online connectivity games. When that's just not what it's about. Like, they're not being specific about that because that is not what they are specifically targeting.
This video from Charlie was a godsend for Stop Killing Games, as it exposed the idea to over 3.4 million people. More importantly, it highlighted Thor's flawed take and the damage it did to an otherwise positive movement. Following Charlie's video, several other creators also came forwards with their support for the initiative, including Jacksepticeye, The Actman, PewDiePie, and many more. The story was also picked up by countless commentary YouTubers, resulting in Thor once again receiving pushback for his opposition of Stop Killing Games. But unlike last time, where it sort of fizzled out within weeks, the backlash wasn't showing any signs of slowing down. He started losing subscribers and followers across all platforms, and everything he did online got flooded with dislikes and angry comments, like, essentially, you will own nothing and be happy. I reject that. Achievement unlocked, being wrong on all levels. Many of these commenters were even his own loyal fans, who now saw him as a corporate shill more than a genuinely well-intentioned developer. As a casual follower ever since the beta release of Heartbound, this is extremely disappointing to watch.
Like,
the backlash was so overwhelming.
Do you think that I just don't understand. Did he just completely misunderstand it and then get angry at nothing? Because, wait, I don't understand. Obviously he's not a corporate shill, right? Obviously he's not. It's just some ego shit, right? Like, he just had a bad take and then just kept going. It's the same mechanic, isn't it? He had some terrible take and he's just like, no, now I'm gonna justify it. I will destroy my entire fucking image and everything I built just to justify this thing that I just take that I randomly out of this thing, which I don't even get it. Wouldn't you just shouldn't have been like, oh shit, I misunderstood what the fuck was going on, my bad. Yeah, actually, no, this is actually a pretty good initiative. It's insane. Because clearly he's not a corporate shill, because he's not working for a corporation. He's not getting paid by corporations. That's fucking stupid. It's just some shit where he's just doubling down for no reason. Insane.
To watch. The backlash was so overwhelming that it seemed like nothing he said could soften the blow or calm the outrage. However, that's not true. He still had a chance to retain some of the trust his viewers had put in him. All he had to do was admit fault, apologize, and support the Stop Killing Games initiative. But knowing
just conform. No, but he ain't gonna do that, bro. He ain't gonna do that. He ain't gonna do that. You're gonna admit when you're wrong? Well, you're gonna admit you're wrong when you're wrong? No.
Thor, that was never going to happen.
Down.
Just as he did after the hardcore World of Warcraft incident, Thor decided to double down here as well and stick to his stance, regardless of how wrong he was, stating, "For those that will scream his doubling down, yes, I am. I give about this initiative and what it means for games, developers, and players in the future." Near the end of this tweet, he also stated, "Just because I don't support this doesn't mean you should blindly follow me in that. Just because I said pretty words on the internet, you also shouldn't blindly bash me because some other creator said to. Watch the videos I put out, read the initiative, decide for yourself, apply critical thinking, and don't outsource it to others." Completely disregarding the responsibility he had as a creator that millions looked up to at one point. Not to mention, this also went against what he said in his initial reaction.
This is it's not only do I not want to back this, I'm going to actively tell people not to.
This attitude only angered the internet more, forcing him to step away from Offbrand Games, the game studio Ludwig founded with his friends. However, Thor couldn't help but turn this into a source of embarrassment as well. You see, he announced his leave in a tweet.
What's saying birds of a feather flock together, mate.
Reading, "I'm no longer working at Offbrand Games. People were attacking all of the games we were publishing and trying to mass review bomb them. You can dislike the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. But when people check the games published by Offbrand Games,
my shit's not letting me pause! Okay, that was actually too harsh on Ludwig. That was each two. Ludwig is nowhere near as bad as Pyro Software, and he's got far higher emotional intelligence and understands like when to like, hey, he's gone too far. You know what? Do you know what? He's nowhere near. That's actually too far. Like Ludwig irritates me quite a lot for a bunch of different things, but he's nowhere near as bad as Pyro Software. He's not even in the same realm.
Like the things I say, but this kind of behavior is unhinged. But when people checked the games published by Offbrand Games, they didn't find a noticeable uptick in negative reviews. In other words, Thor straight up lied about his reasoning for leaving the studio. He could have simply been honest and admitted that he was stepping away to prevent any backlash from hitting the studio, which had nothing to do with his personal opinions, but his ego wouldn't let him. Instead, he chose to lie and ended up getting caught red-handed. That said, all the hate towards Thor did have the positive effect of making the Stop Killing Games movement go viral.
Even this tweet saying like, don't do this, would have just made people do it. Like people who don't understand that, like he's just straight up promoting the Stop Killing Game things repeatedly. He is the conduit, bro. He is the booster. He's like a 10x multiplier on Stop Killing Games. Like this is W. You gotta look at it. You gotta be like thanking, like thank you, Pyro Software. For saving, like, dude, saving games. The GOAT.
This has resulted in it not only reaching its goal within days, but shooting past it with over 200,000 more at the time of writing. Thor, however, still cannot admit defeat. After the petition reached its goal, he made a tweet that contained a mixture of denial and boasting at the same time, stating, "The most interesting narrative is that my video somehow killed the initiative. This graph showed that the initiative already had a downward trend in interest when my videos dropped. My videos do not seem to have had any impact on the movement at all. Making me the villain did though. Best of luck with your next steps." And as expected from him at this point,
why did he tweet like this? How do you not understand, like, bro, just when he's typing like this with the periods, it just comes so condescending. It's so annoying. How do you not understand? It's so annoying. It's the way he's trying to be so matter of fact and like how he's just correct. You are wrong. I am right. See, I did nothing wrong. You make me the villain, period. It's just insane. This is how to farm people being pissed off at you right here.
It was completely wrong once again. The graph he shared showed the lifetime signatures for the petition. If we zoom into the first 2 months instead, we can clearly see the momentum fall off a cliff the second Thor reacted to Stop Killing Games on his stream. As for his line about becoming the quote villain, Charlie had some necessary feedback on that.
I cannot believe his ego. His ego is so out of control, I feel like he's only a week or two away from exclusively referring to himself in third person, like stone cold fucking Steve Austin. And that's the truth, cause Pirate Software said so. Some like that. It's crazy
I don't know
how he's responded. The smugness...
This is normally speak. I don't speak enough normally speak to understand what he's saying, but it sounds legit.
...is nails on a chalkboard. It just makes you feel icky listening to it.
Even when he's trying to back down, he can't help but create more drama.
I've been called a zoo, corporate plant, degenerate, narcissist, nepo baby, and many other names. And they attacked all the accomplishments over my life, despite physical evidence to prove to the contrary. And they also went after every job I ever held.
Why does he keep getting... I don't understand. Why does he keep getting Pyro Software clips and he puts Quinn Theo down here? Like, what is this? It's like, hey, look, it's not Pyro Software stream, bro. It's from another YouTube video, dog. All right, you can't DMCA this. You can DMCA Quinn the Theo, bro, because this is like... that's so... Like, what?
Trying to say that I never worked them, or if I did work them, that I never deserved them. So I'm going to be honest with you. I hope that your initiative gets everything you asked for, but nothing you wanted.
Effectively
That's
saying
hateful, bro.
that what
That's
Stop
hateful and
Killing
petty.
Games is asking for is not what gamers want, and somehow
The
he's
reason
the
all those people are saying all these mean things is because you're acting like a massive cunt as well, right? But let's not get it twisted. Like, it's not because of the initiative thing. I'm sure a small percentage of them will be that some guys like, just this guy doesn't like the initiative. Let me go type something mean to him. But the majority of them is just because he's being so antagonistic and just trying to trigger the fuck out of everyone, right? Let's not get it twisted.
only one who knows this, which makes sense when you consider the fact that even Dr. K, a trained psychologist,
got this
recognized
clip, the
Thor as a
classic.
highly arrogant person.
Classic.
I think sometimes the things that I talk about in regards to those types of things is misconstrued as arrogance or
That's a
boasting,
classic.
when in reality, I'm just trying to give context.
So that
If
is
that
the
makes
problem
sense.
right there. So I want you to listen to this phrase.
Sure.
This gets misconstrued as arrogance, but in reality, it's this.
Yeah.
That is the most arrogant statement on the planet, bro.
He disagree with it.
Like, tell me I'm wrong.
Okay.
You-
I don't see it that
He
way.
still doesn't understand it. It's insane that he doesn't understand it. It's like, that's insane. His mind is crazy.
But all right.
At the end of the day, Thor is simply too far gone. He had months to set things right, but he didn't, because in his mind, he could never be wrong. Now, that egotistical viewpoint has become the reason for his disastrous yet deserved downfall, leaving him with two options for the future. He can still admit that he was wrong and apologize. This wouldn't stop the backlash anytime soon, but some people will recognize his attempt to correct his mistake and start supporting him again, allowing him to eventually build a solid fan base once again. Or he can continue down the path he's already going, stay firm on his stance, and eventually turn into the perpetual lolcow of the internet, where the only time someone remembers him is to make fun of him. Of course, he could also try to make a comeback in the future and fail miserably, just like the Liver King. Click the video on screen to find out more.
What video? What video on screen? What are you talking about, Internet Anarchist? What are you talking about? Hey. I mean, that missed out. The whole beginning, the whole positive era was just like so full of fake news and lies, which was not. I figured he was going to touch on them later, but he didn't. He kind of just created a fake narrative. Well, he just kind of sold the fake pirate software narrative at the beginning. The amount of AI imagery used in the video was fucking offensive. But overall, still good video. Ultimately, at the end of the day, pirate software, bad.